Hi again. I want to talk more about the state of entanglement, about the state of connection between everybody. I want to talk because I know so many of us are having challenges right now. I know so many of us are having struggles with just how to react, how to think, how to not be taken by surprise, how to protect yourself, how to ground your energy so that you're always in a state of being open and aware, how to roll with these punches that keep coming, all the changes that keep happening so quickly. There will be more changes. There must be more changes. It is necessary as part of this process of exposure for us to see who we truly are, for us to wake up. But I want to talk about the difference between love and fear and the place that love brings you to and the place that fear brings you to, and what it does to everybody else around you. When you choose love instead of fear, when you take that plunge, when you decide to act differently, you ask for help within yourself, when you allow yourself to be worthy of your highest and best good. And that's a big thing, in being worthy of self-love and not existing within the distortion of selfishness and of ego and of, only caring about yourself. Why should it be that when you take your energy to yourself and that when you focus your awareness on your thoughts, that's selfishness? That's not. That's self-love. And if you do believe in your divinity and you do believe in the fact that what is inside of you, quote unquote inside of you, as we are all connected within our energy to everything else at the same time, so there really is no inside outside, but whatever is going on outside of you is truly a reflection of what's going on inside of you. Every time that you transcend an experience or a thought pattern or a level of awareness that you've been working on, every time you do that, you're opening an energetic pathway within our grand central nervous system that is being formed within this light within us that is being opened and being made aware of. You're opening that energetic pathway for people around you, and I'll tell you how it works. You have an electromagnetic field around you that processes electron data transfer in your surrounding environment, in the entire grid and lattice work of consciousness that enables you to have a 3D body and a 3D form, and allows you to interact within that, within this existence. Okay, so you're sending out signals within your field. You may or may not know how to protect your field. We can talk about that. I think that's something that needs to be talked about too. There's so many ways to do it, but we need to keep it simple right now at this point, so as many people as possible can learn about this. When you are in a state of fear, you're automatically doing an electron data transfer to all the rest of the energy that is entangled close to you, far from you. You're sending messages. You're doing a data transfer. You're sending a state of fear. It's hard not to be in fear sometimes, but there's so many things that we work through every day: relationships, work issues, money issues, abundance issues, prosperity issues, so many things that we're all working on that, are here to teach us. Part of ending duality is understanding the entanglement and, knowing that you working on yourself and giving yourself self-love actually does a lot for everybody around you, because their fields, even though they are subconsciously doing it, they may not have that activation within them. By activation, I just mean awareness and the ability to choose. Even though they may not have it fully and completely, it still affects them. It still affects them. So, don't feel like you're never doing enough. Don't feel like, you running away and hiding and being in pain isn't going to, how can I say this? You experience your highs, you experience your lows, and eventually you find a place to resonate in between them. You find neutrality, you find neutral ground, and your state of bliss and your state of understanding your creation and understanding your entanglement exists all the time. So, just wanted to speak about that a little bit because we are all truly connected, whether we realize it or not. We all have a very important purpose. It is about purpose. It is about choice. It is about what drives us, what allows us to choose. Choosing love puts you in a very different vibration than choosing fear, and it is a choice. Your feelings are a choice. Your outward expression of them is a choice. You're choosing to be in a state of abundance instead of a state of lack is a choice. If you understand that you are entangled infinitely within an infinite source of energy and flow, and that you chose your form, you chose everything, there was no other way for you to understand who you are than to have these experiences. There was no other way for you to have as many opportunities to forgive as you have now. There was no other way. You knew this and you chose this. Every time you forgive, you are forgiving yourself and you are forgiving the other person. Every time you choose to not be angry at somebody else for what you perceive as their faults, you're forgiving what could be construed or perceived as faults within yourself. You're accepting the darkness. You're ending the duality within that energetic exchange inside of you. The imbalance then becomes balanced. And you open, I can't stress this enough, you open energetic pathways to so many others who are connected to you. These could be people that you interact with once in a lifetime. They could be people that you've never even met. They could be people that, maybe they don't even have a notion of the fact that you exist. We have to understand that out of the billions of life forms on this planet right now, billions and trillions of forms of intelligence and consciousness, we are the ones that have the special ability of creation. We have freedom of choice. A dog does not have freedom of choice. A dog can be a dog. My dogs are dogs. They can be trained, and I do believe to some extent that they develop their emotions and that they do transcend sort of their lot in life, you could say, through their abilities to choose within being a dog. But they don't have the power that I have within my DNA, within my state of entanglement, to affect and change and recode everything around me constantly. Being in that state of now, not worrying, worry blocks the flow. I'm sure these are concepts that so many people, so many of you tuning in, tuning out, are aware of. I'm sure it's nothing new. I just feel like sharing this right now because of what's happening. I can feel and I can sense a lot of a lot of joy coming out of people right now, and it's so beautiful. People are finding joy through this pain. There's no sense in us thinking that we are separate from each other anymore. There's no sense in thinking that any part is any greater or less important than what the whole of creation is together, than what all of that is together. My hand is just as important as my nose, my foot, my skin, my heart. I wouldn't want to operate without any part of me. You are all just as important within this scheme of creation as any other person. You are doing exactly, at any given point in time, you are living your highest, best way that you are completely capable of. You're choosing that. You're allowing yourself to be a vessel for light. And it's pretty heavy topic to talk about, and because the onus and the responsibility of choice and how we want to vibrate is completely on us. We can't blame. Nobody can make me feel any way anymore. Nobody can make me mad. I can choose to be mad. And when I choose to be mad, it's because I'm looking for a lesson of that energy. I'm integrating part of my masculinity, balancing my femininity. If I'm choosing to be angry, there's a reason. It means I need to learn. And how better way could I have done that than to choose that situation? To create that situation. So the state of entanglement and this great grid that we are operating within, I see it as being, it allows us to operate within a much greater bandwidth of frequencies, within a much greater bandwidth of creation and of light, and it allows us to command and choose the reality that we wish to have exist. And this state of oneness and the unity consciousness, this is something that's talked about a lot lately, and the state of oneness has to happen within yourself. You have to realize that you are important, that you belong to yourself, and you belong to creation, and that it's okay to love. It's okay to admit that you're afraid sometimes, and it's okay to ask that be turned into love. When you're asking for help, you're allowing yourself to be worthy of that help. I talked just briefly a little bit about that in my DNA clip. But when you ask for help, you're simply activating a higher layer and dimensional awareness. You're allowing yourself to jump frequency bands. You're allowing yourself to vibrate a little bit differently. You're allowing yourself to help yourself. You know what to do. Your DNA knows what to do. You are an intelligent, conscient, sentient being in this galaxy. Very, very unique, very special. Don't ever put anything by your DNA, man. You can do anything you want. You just have to ask for it. And, seeing is no longer believing. Believing is seeing. And all you need to do is just trust and have that faith and that belief. And look for the signs, look for the signals, look for the resonance on your path. And you'll see them and follow them. And your heart will be opened to your state of entanglement. Things are accelerating very quickly. And we are all in this together. And I truly believe with all my heart that the best possible, most beautiful outcome to all the situations on this planet right now are inherently, beautifully within our reach. That they are absolutely possible.